Hare Krishna. Welcome back to our online reading retreat labs. So we are reading the canto number 9, chapter number 5. So in this entire Swadhyaya reading retreat labs, we will be today we're going to start with the new chapter, that is the chapter number 6 of the canto number 9, entitled The Downfall of Savari Muni. Right. So now without any delay, let's then get started. And before that, I will be sharing the mind map. Yes. So this is the mind map for this chapter, canto number 9, chapter number 6, the downfall of Saubari Muni. And in this entire chapter, we have total 55 slokas or verses, and it has been divided into five different sections as per the Bhagavata Subodhini series. So we will be today completing the first five verses, and in the subsequent days, we will be completing in each day, we will be covering one sections, right? So now let's then get started. So the first section, the first five verses refers to the descendants of Ambarish Maharaj and Ikṣvāku. So we will be directly going to the chapter number 6 in Vedabase. At the same time, I'm also having the hard copy with me. If you do not have, you can always go to the nearest ISKCON center and you can get this hard copy. So now let's then get started with the chapter number 6, the downfall of Saubari Muni. Yes. So first of all, in this we have a summary of this entire chapter. Then we will be going one each verse by verse. Chapter number 6, the downfall of Saubari Muni. After describing the descendants of Maharaja Ambarish, Shukadeva Goswami described all the kings from Shashada to Mandhata. And in this connection, he also described how the great sage Saubari married the daughters of Mandhata. Maharaj Ambarish had three sons named Virupa, Ketuman, and Sambhu. The son of Virupa was Prashadashva, and his son was Rathithara. Rathithara had no sons, but when he requested the favor of the great sage Angira, the sage begot several sons in the wombs of Rathithara's wife. When the sons were born, they became the dynasty of Angira Rishi and of Rathithara. The son of Manu was Ikṣvāku, who had 100 sons, of whom Vikukshi, Nimi, and Dandaka were the eldest. The sons of Maharaja Ikṣvāku became kings of different parts of the world. Because of the violating sacrificial rules and regulations, one of the sons, Vikukshi, was banished from the kingdom. By the mercy of Vasistha and the power of mystic yoga, Maharaja Ikṣvāku attained liberation after giving up his material body. When Maharaja Ikṣvāku expired, his son Bhikkhukshi returned and took charge of the kingdom. He performed various types of sacrifices and thus he pleased the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This Bhikkhukshi later became celebrated as Sashada. Bhikkhukshi's son fought with the demons for the sake of the demigods, and because of this, of his valuable service, he became famous as Puranjaya. Yes. Puranjaya, Indravaha and Kakutstha. The son of Puranjaya was Anena. The son of Anena was Prithu. And the son of Prithu was Vishwagandhi. The son of Vishwagandhi was Chandra. And the son of Chandra was Yuvanaswa. And his son was Sravashta, who constructed Sravashtipuri. The son of Sravashta was Brihadaswa. Brihadaswa's son Kuvalasya killed a demon named Dhundu, and thus he became celebrated as Dhundumara, the killer of Dhundu. The sons of the killer of Dhundu were Dhruvashwa, Kapilashwa, Bhadrashwa. He also had thousands of other sons, but they burned to the ashes the fire emanating from Dhundu. The son of Dhruvashwa was Haryashwa. The son of Haryashwa was Nikumba. The son of Nikumba was Bahulashwa, and the son of Bahulashwa was Prishabshwa. The son of Prishabha was Senajit, and his son was Jubanashwa. Jivaneshwar married 100 wives, but he had no sons, and therefore he entered the forest. In the forest, the sages performed a sacrifice known as Indra on his behalf. Once, however, the king became so thirsty in the forest that he drank the water kept for performing yajna. Consequently, after some time, a son came forth from the right side of his abdomen. The son, who was very beautiful, was trying to drink breast milk, and Indra gave the child his index finger to suck. Thus, the son became known as Mandhata. In due course of time, Jivanashva achieved perfection by performing austerities. Thereafter, Mandhata became the emperor and ruled the earth, which consists of 7 islands. Thieves and rocks were very much afraid of this powerful king, and therefore the king was known as Trishadashu, meaning one who is very fearful to rocks and thieves. Mandhata begot sons in the womb of wife Bindumati. These sons were Purukushra, Ambarīṣa, and Muchikanda. These 3 sons had 50 sisters, and all of whom became wives of the great sage known as Sovari. In this connection, Sukadeva Goswami described the history of Savari Muni, who, because of sensual agitation caused by his, fell from his yoga and wanted to marry all the daughters of Mandada for sexual pleasure. Later, Savari Muni became very regretful. Thus, he accepted the order of Vanaprastha, performed very severe austerities, and thus attained perfection. In this regard, Sukadeva Goswami described how Savari Muni's wives also became perfect. Text 1. Sukadeva Goswami said, O Maharaja Parikshit, Ambarish had 3 sons named Virupa, Ketuman, and Sambhu. From Virupa came a son named Prishadashva, and from Prishadashva came a son named Rathitara. Verse number 2. Rathitara had no sons, and therefore he requested the great sage Angira to beget sons for him. Because of this request, Angira begot sons in the womb of Rathitara's wife. All these sons were born with Brahminical prowess. Purport. In the Vedic age, a man was sometimes called upon to beget sons in the womb of a lesser man's wife for the sake of the better progeny. In such an instance, the woman is compared to an agricultural field. A person possessing an agriculture field may employ another person to produce food grains from it, but because the grains are produced from the land, they are considered the property of the owner of the land. Similarly, a woman was sometimes allowed to be impregnated by someone other than her husband, but the sons born of her would then become her husband's sons. Such sons were called Kshetrajata. Because Atithara had no sons, he took advantage of this method. Verse number 3. Having been born from the womb of Rathithara's wife, and all the sons were known as the dynasty of Rathithara. But because they were born from the semen of Angira, they were also known as the dynasty of Angira. Among all the progeny of Rathithara, the sons were the most prominent because, owing to their birth, they were considered Brahmanas. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives the meaning of Dijatayaha as a mixed caste, indicating a mixture of Brahmana and Kshatriya. Verse number 4. The son of Manu was Ikṣvāku. When Manu was sneezing, Ikṣvāku was born from Manu's nostrils. King Ikṣvāku had 100 sons, of whom Vikukshi, Nimi, and Dandaka were the most prominent. Purport. According to Siddhar Swami, although the Bhagavatam 9.1.11 to 12 has previously included Ikṣvāku among the 10 sons begotten by Manu in his wife Shraddha, this was a generalization. It is here specifically explained that Ikṣvāku was born simply from the sneezing of Manu. Verse number 5. Of the 100 sons, 25 became kings in the western side of Aryavarta, a place between the Himalaya and Vindhya mountains. Another 25 sons became kings in the east of Aryavarta, and the three principal sons became kings in the middle. The other sons became kings in the various other places. So this is the first 5 verses we have seen in this chapter. So we will be just summarizing in the mind map what we have read today. So now let's go to the mind map. Let's make our notes in the mind map. So here we have seen in the first verse, we have seen that Ambrish has, Maharaj has 3 sons. So basically, so I will just putting here in the mind map. 1A, Ambrish Maharaj, he has 3 sons. What are the name of the sons? Again, we will be doing a recap. Let's go to the chapter number 6, verse number 1. These are the things. Virupa, Ketuman, and Sambhu. Virupa, Ketuman, and Sambhu. Virupa, then Ketuman, then Sambhu. Right? Then what we have seen again in case of a Virupa, right? From Virupa came a son named Prasadaswa, and from Prasadaswa came a son named Rathithara. Right? So this is the flow family tree of Virupa. Virupa has son, and his son is basically Rathithara. Yes, Virupa's son. Understood. This is understood. Virupa's son, Praswa Rathithara. Right? Then Rathithara had no sons. And he requested Angira, who then begot sons through Rathithara's wife. Right? And there is an explanation of Kshetra Jata as well in this verse. So that is again a significant point here. Virupa we have seen 1B. This is 1B. Then Rathithara we have understood that he has no sons. Angira requested Angira. Then we got sons through Rathithara's wife. Right. So this is something we have seen now. Also, we have seen in this segment, in this section, that so Rathithara about him, verse number 2 and 3 talk about it. So I will just mention it the V2 to 3. Then next is descendants of Ikṣvāku. So Ikṣvāku has Vaibhashata Manu, and ceased. Ikṣvāku was born of Manu's nostrils. That is covered in the verse number 4 and 5. By Vashwata, by verse Manu, ceased, and from him Ikshvak was born. And from Ikshvaku had 100 sons, and they are again 25 each. Now we will be seeing the distribution. Twenty-five sons in the western side of Aryavarta, so here we can see 25 sons that became kings in the western side of Aryavarta. Another 25 sons that became kings in the east of Aryavarta, west east. Right? Next is three prominent sons. They became kings in the middle area. Okay, it is not 25, 3, right here. Kings in the middle. And other sons became kings in the north and south. So this is a quick summary of this section. So we have seen today. So it was number 1 to verse number 5, right? Now we will stop here. In the next session, we will be starting with verse number 6 till verse number 11. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।